Tips to reduce your stress is our subject today, and it might be surprising for you why I'm doing it. I suppose you've come to my channel because you are in stress and you've understood that you're in stress. Many people today don't understand that they are in stress, and that's so dangerous. We are living in a really fast moving world, and that produces stress. And it is not only bodily stress, but it is stress in our mind, keeping worrying, keeping thinking, what do I have to do next? What is it I have to finish today? When has the project to be ready? When do I have to be in a meeting? Etc, etc, etc. And that's why it's so important to take breaks. That's perhaps for you the least obvious thing to do, because in the breaks you might think, oh gosh, I'm just starting to think again, to rotate. Yes, but I come to that in a minute. But breaks are really great for you to relax for a moment. And a break is not smoking a cigarette. It is communicating with others. But it means something else as well. You might have been busy presenting presenting, talking, showing slides, etc. And then you go out, you've talked a lot, you have been watching people respond and all that. And so you have been activating your brain in certain parts. And now you go out and sit down and, think about what's happened. You might write down the results, you might summarize the meeting, etc. And all of a sudden it is quiet. So your ears don't have to listen anymore. Your eyes are concentrating on what you're typing or writing, even by hand. So all of a sudden different parts of your brain are activated, and that is a brain break. So you don't really have to think of going for lunch or walking around because you need a break. It can actually be change what you're doing, and that's already a break for your mind or brain. Another thing is reading. Reading is a great way to relax. Why is it? Because you are reading what is written on a page. You are imagining pictures. You are thinking in between. When you read, you will realize you're not always reading. You are gazing or looking into the far, just thinking of what you've read. And reading, you can't really read stressed, then you don't understand what you're reading. And reading will help you concentrate for a longer time span. So therefore reading is really relaxing. Reading books, not Kindle, is a really great way before you go to sleep, because you don't have the violet or blue light. So that is one part. Then we have the endurance sports. That includes walking, running, swimming, riding a bicycle is, I suppose, better, but riding is as well. So why is it? Because you go through different phases. First of all, you are excited, you are thinking of what's happened, you go through your day, and after 10 to 20 minutes, I suppose, you start getting loads of ideas all of a sudden. And I suppose after 40 minutes, you start just doing one step in front of the others. You're doing one stroke after the next, and you don't think much anymore. And that is when you are in the moment, when you are not bothering about the day, when you are not thinking of a problem, but you're just looking around when you walk. Enjoy the butterfly, the flower that blossoms, the colour of the leaves, the snow that is falling. So that's why endurance sports are great to reduce stress. It doesn't have to be a marathon or a half marathon. 10 kilometres are fine. So just to give you an idea. Another thing is, and that's what you can really do in the morning when you really get up early, journaling, or before you go to bed. You should do it by hand, actually, because then you train the motoric, I hope it's right, as well. Journaling, you can write down what comes to your mind, but you can also structure your journaling and think of how you want to divide the passages you're writing, or you can draw pictures, you can look for pictures and put them in, etc., etc. It's just time for yourself and to reflect what is going on and to think what perhaps you've achieved, what you're grateful for, and look at the positive things. And when you journal for some time, let's say a year or even 3 months, you will realize how much has changed. All of a sudden, you find solutions you have never thought of. And that is because, especially when you're in the morning, the brain is not completely awake yet. You write and you become creative. Even though you don't really plan to, you will become creative. If you want to the creativity to explode, you might as well do some sports before, especially sports where you really wear yourself out and then you're really relaxed, and that will be a firework of creation. And now coming to a really large new subject, so to say, and that is mindfulness. Many people say mindfulness is the key to reduce your stress. I'm not quite convinced. I think it does its bits to it, but I wouldn't say it is the best and only method to reduce your stress. And that's why I added the other ones before. For example, drawing mandalas is a great way as well, or cooking when you cut vegetables, and it is a repetitive movement that's absolutely great to reduce your stress as well. Cleaning, gardening are others. So to come to mindfulness, first of all, we have the breathing. So to say, to breathe, inhale and exhale. Give yourself time in between inhaling, exhaling. And it is important to exhale more than inhale. Of course, at some stage, please correct it, because otherwise you have a different problem, which we don't want. But breathing is definitely a method. Think where you breathe in, when you breathe in, how the cold air, for example, goes through your throat, goes down into your breast, how you move your breast and your stomach, etc., etc. So breathing is one method of mindfulness, and mindfulness is important because it helps you to get a more distant relationship, so to say, to the things that worry you, that you're thinking about, that you are stressed of. So yes, mindful ... mindful eating, mindful walking. You can be mindful in every situation. What does it mean to be mindful? It means you are in the here and now. You are not thinking of future things you have to do. You're not thinking of what's just happened. You're just in the moment. You're just here and in the now, so to say. So, and you can do that while you're walking, as I mentioned a bit, and I will go into it a bit more deeply now. Feel what the ground is like. Do you feel stones? Is it soft? What is the grass like? Is it nicely green, or is it more brownish because it is warm, dry weather and it's lost its colour? Or what is the countryside like? Is it hilly or is it flat? Do you have great meadows to look at, or is it that you've got fields with potatoes or even cotton fields or whatsoever? What are you seeing? If it's raining, what does the rain feel like? Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it tiny little drops you hardly feel, or is it heavy drops because they are large? And that way you are in the moment. Or, and I said mindful eating. So when you eat, what is the taste like? Is it sweet? Is it salty? Is it tender? I don't know. What is it like when you bite on it? Has it got seeds? Is it juicy? Is it dry? Etc., etc. You can do this when you brush your teeth as well. So these are mindful exercises. And the next one, and it will be the last for today, is meditating. The thing with meditating is, it is not really meditating, and that's why I don't really prefer the word. I think it's all mindfulness. When you sit and you've got a guided meditation, it's, as far as I understand it, nothing to do with an Asian monk meditation. But the meditation we in the West understand is helping you to get back to yourself when you are strolling around, so to say, with your thoughts. There are different meditations. Breathing is one kind or one way of meditating. Listening to a guided meditation is another one. Body scan meditations, where you go through your body, is another one. So you see, there are loads of meditations, music meditations as well. And what you choose is really what you like and what helps you to reduce the stress, of course. What I think is important is there are really short meditations concerning your mind. And these meditations you will find in our tips and tricks. I offer a subscription with loads of videos concerning how you can reduce your stress, similar to this one, often a bit shorter, often or sometimes even very short, because I don't want to stress you. And in this collection you will find 2 meditations which are really short but will help you to stop your brain walking around or strolling around or worrying.